guide, be a friend, lift them up, help them ascend, with love and care, show them why a good teacher shines.
Welcome back to From a Teacher's Diary, where I share the joys, challenges, and triumphs of early childhood teaching. Today's topic is very close to every early childhood teacher's heart: how to teach reading to beginners. Whether you're a parent, a teacher, or a caregiver, this is for you. If you're going to be teaching reading, you should first understand the foundations of reading. Reading doesn't begin with books, it begins with sounds, play, and connection. Before children read words, they must develop phonemic awareness. And phonemic awareness is the ability to hear, recognize, and play with sounds in the spoken language. Engage them in fun activities. Play I Spy something with the letter C, the letter A, the letter B, or whatever letter you may choose. Sing rhyming songs. Play sound hopscotch. These moments lay the groundwork for reading. And before you teach reading, it is important that you know the correct sound for each letter of the alphabet. Sadly, too many teachers teach children the wrong sound, causing them to mispronounce words and make reading very challenging for them. Many of us were taught our ABCs as letter names first: A, B, C, D, but for reading, the sounds are more important. Teach the alphabet on a daily basis prior to teaching reading. Yes, introduce letter names and sounds in a fun way. And here's one way that it can be done. Who let the A out? Ah, 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 ah. Who let the B out? B, b, b. Who let the C out? And the children will be ready to sing, dance, and learn letters and their sounds. Here are some points to consider when you're making your alphabet chart and your letter cards. Ensure that the beginning sound of the words are clear, no blends, and ensure that you use hard and short sounds. If you do not have the correct picture for a particular letter, it is advisable that you just write the letter on the card and leave it blank. And here's what I'm talking about. Ice cream. Yes, ice cream begins with the letter I, but we're teaching the sound to a beginner. So this is not the sound that we want to teach them at the initial stage. We want them to learn A, hard and the short sound. A. Iguana. Eagle. This is also not the sound that we're going to teach first. We are going to be looking at one that gives the hard and short sound. E. Eggplant. Egg. E. And here's another one that will cause confusion: giraffe. We want to have children sounding G. Ooh, wrong one. I don't want them to learn that one. G, goat, G, goat. So that's the sound that we want them to learn at the initial stage. Let's look at the sound for the letter Q. I have heard so many wrong sounds for this letter. I've heard qua, qui, Q. All of these three sounds are wrong, is incorrect. What we want the children to learn is the sound for the letter Q. Qua and qui. If we spell that, we get QUA for qua and QUI for qui. Now, let me give you the sound, the correct sound for the letter Q. As in queen, as in quilt, as in quarter, as in quarter. That's the sound that we want the children to learn. With that out of the way, let's teach them how to spell sounds. And by spelling sounds, they are going to be writing each letter of the sound that they hear in a word. So you choose either a 2-letter or 3-letter word to begin with. Let's start with cat. It is always the easiest word to start with. K, k, k. And they write the letter that they think makes that sound. A, a, a. And they write the next letter. T, t, t. And they write the next letter. And then you start from the first letter. K, a, t, k, a, t, k, a, t. And then you start moving at a faster pace. They might not get the word at the first go, but with consistency, then they will understand the concept and it will become easier for them. And that is the way they'll learn how to break down little words using phonemes. Teaching children to spell sounds helps them to make the connection between the spoken language and the written language. It also builds skills for phonemic awareness, which means hearing and identifying sounds. It also helps them to learn how to read and write independently. Literacy. It is also a part of a larger skill called phonics, where children learn the relationship between sounds and letters. And this can only be effective if you have a consistent routine. Let me share a story from my diary. I once had a student, her name, oh, let me call her Jada for namesake. Now, Jada had a little challenge with spelling sounds, getting the words correct while we were doing the activity, even though we had a consistent routine with letters and letter sounds. We did that on a daily basis. But what I did was I made her own set of letter cards. I placed them in a container and I put her name on that box. And guess what? Every time we had playtime, I mean free play activity, she would run to that box. She would sound out her letters. She would make the sounds. And if she was having a challenge, she would come to me. And I was ever so happy to help her until Jada was decoding words that were up to 8 letters long. Jada was so good at this that she started helping her peers. And my 5 year olds, they started reading so well, and their reading surpassed their grade level. Sometimes it is easier for a child to bring across a certain concept to their peers because they are able to give it to them in a way that they are better able to understand. So, whether you're teaching one child or 20, remember, be patient, make it fun, celebrate the little wins, and be consistent.
So teach with heart, teach with soul. Make them believe they can reach their goal. A good teacher's love will never fade. In their hearts your lessons are laid.